guys, welcome to the Break Free Podcast with Rachel, and I am here with my good friend Zack, and we're going to talk all about Break Free, what it means. Love this guy, and you're going to love him too. Zack, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Zack Whitmore. I'm part owner of Pursuit Nutrition and Training Center here in Windsor, and also part owner of CycleBar in Fort Collins. But long story short, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, but I played football my whole life, all the way through my senior year of high school. And training through high school, obviously, we were lifting weights in the morning for a couple hours and then having football practice at the end of the day. So, working out anywhere from 4 to 5 hours a day. And at the time, that was 2001. No one was talking about nutrition and, how to eat properly. So, we were easily eating 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day, but it didn't matter because we were working out and training so much. Mm-hmm. Well, when I graduated in 2001, nobody, not my parents, not my coaches, no one told me that, hey, you probably can't eat that way anymore. Yeah. Because I'm not training that way anymore. So I continued to eat like that. And then fast forward a year and a half, I put on 130 pounds roughly. And so I walked around at 320 to 330 for 12 years, morbidly obese. Didn't know where to go for help. And so when I moved to Colorado about 6 years ago, my neighbor at the time was a CrossFit coach. And so he was like, hey, you should come do CrossFit. I had no idea what it was. I said, sure. So I went and did that, loved the community, did that for about a year and a half, and then really started diving into like nutrition and training, got a nutrition coach, learned true strength and conditioning, started doing that. So I did that for 18 months straight and lost 125 pounds. And then in that process, learned the process of proper nutrition and how to do it and how to help people do it. Got my certification in kettlebell training through Strong First. Mm-hmm. And then me and my current partner, Sam and Samson, started an online nutrition company to help people across the country. That blew up really quickly, and then we came up with the concept of opening Pursuit, which is offering the nutrition piece and the training piece. So we're a gym and nutrition center all wrapped up into one. Open Pursuit 2.5 years ago, and here we are now.
Yeah.
A lot of it's your fault. Yeah.
Well, so I'm trying to think of how I first met you.
I met you, we were trained together at Brick House.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I am drawn back very quickly. So I remember being in this room. This guy walks in, okay, and we were partnered up together.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. And
strictly because you like kettlebell stuff too.
Yeah, and I was like, this is one. Well, and she was like, because you guys are both trainers, so. And I was partnered up with him, and I'm like, okay, this is one badass dude. But you cannot judge somebody by their appearance. He is badass. But he's also the kindest, kind-hearted. Like I can go on for days. And so I was like, just instantly, much like his girlfriend Sydney, they are both just like, the minute you meet them, you're immediately like, you want to be close to them, you want to be friends with them, you want to give them a hug. And from there, he came, I think it was just one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
One time I asked him to come sub at my gym, and he came in, and I was showing him everything, and then I was like, hey, Zack. I was like,
no, that's wrong. So you said that before you even said hi to me. That's why I got knocked on my butt, because I was walking up to see you for the first time at your own facility.
Yes, okay.
And I was like, hey, still don't know you, trying to get comfortable. Yes. And before anything, you literally just go, why don't you own your own gym? And I was like, because I'm just a coach, and that never even crossed my mind. Yeah. And then I don't remember the rest of our conversation, because the rest of the time you were showing me around your facility, I was just like, could I own my own gym? Why did she say that? Why did Rachel just say that to me? I'm really confused right now. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I remember
I knew it happened in that visit.
Yeah.
And I think that, without a doubt, in just as little as I knew Zack, I knew that you guys, this everything you just heard from him is just the beginning for this guy. And so remember this name and remember this podcast, and let's get to know him a little bit better. So what does break free mean to you?
So it's a lot of things for sure, but I kind of I guess I go into each year kind of setting that standard for something else, you know? So one thing that I see a lot that I've dealt with obviously in the past too, I think everyone does at some point, but break free is just either cutting off or fixing those relationships that are holding you back. Mm-hmm. So I think we deal with it some here at the gym and just new members. The way I see it happening the most, and it's really unfortunate, is that a man or a woman will come in here and sign up. They'll start changing their habits, right? They'll start getting in shape. They'll start eating properly, right? And then all of a sudden the spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend is falling behind. Mm-hmm. So instead of lifting that person up and saying, you're awesome, why don't I come do that with you, mm-hmm. right? Because we're bettering our lives together. Mm-hmm. They start dragging that person down, mm-hmm. right? Like, oh, you're leaving again to go to the gym. I don't get to eat, a hamburger with you because you're eating whatever, to stay healthy. So, it's sometimes those conversations are really hard, because it's with somebody that you love. It could be a parent, which might be the hardest version of that. Mm-hmm. It could be your best friend, that maybe that was your drinking buddy, and then you're not going down that road anymore. And now they feel lost because they don't have that in you. Mm-hmm. So, and unfortunately, sometimes when you have those conversations, it ends those relationships. Mm-hmm. And is that hard? 110%. But are you better off for it in the long run? Definitely. Mm-hmm. So, like we've heard that saying before, like, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you your future. Mm-hmm. It's one of the most true statements you'll ever hear. Luckily, I can show you my 20 closest friends and I'll show you my future. Mm-hmm. I've grown my circle that strong and that big, and I'm very fortunate for that. But yeah, it's just cutting off those toxic relationships and moving forward for yourself and your family.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is so cool because I wasn't expecting you to go there. And without a doubt, a huge thing. I know so many people that are listening are like, oh my gosh, mm-hmm. in so many different areas they've experienced this, and not just in nutrition and fitness, in every area of life. The minute you start to grow, right? And it gets uncomfortable for other people, and what happens in those relationships, and really how that relates to breaking free. Right. Breaking free in order so that you will be able to move forward.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
You have to.
God, that's such a huge life lesson.
Yeah.
How would you, I just want to stay on that for a second. How would you coach somebody in, like, they come to you, they're saying that this is something mm-hmm. that they're going through. What would you tell them?
The hardest thing is starting that conversation, mm-hmm. Especially if you're kind of a passive person, because a lot of people, I don't like using the word confrontational because that sounds aggressive, mm-hmm. but I like communication. Mm-hmm. So I'm I love communicating with people. Like, the second something's wrong or uncomfortable, let's talk about it now, mm-hmm. instead of letting that pot build up and boil over, where it's like I lose that friendship or relationship permanently. Mm-hmm. But we can just take care of this now and get rid of it. So I just tell those people, I think that's the hardest thing because people have come to me for that, advice. And it's like, it can't be just like, you can't say it in passing or through a text message or an email. Mm-hmm. That person needs to see you emotionally on how you're connected to that conversation, mm-hmm. and how important it is to you. So, you have to just bite down and just say, we need to sit down face to face, and I need to talk to you about this life change that I'm making. Mm-hmm. And I need your support on it. I tell people to stress that more than anything, mm-hmm. because if depending on how that person takes that conversation, they can either say, fine, see you later, or, you can deliver it in a way that, you're letting them know that you still love them and need them to get through that whole situation. And you want them to go on that, journey with you, or just support you through it. Mm-hmm. So it's face-to-face communication is everything. And, get that conversation done as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Best advice ever, because so many of us sit on things for way too long. Mm-hmm. And it ends up ruining something that could have been fixed long before. Yeah. So awesome advice. Okay, so what in life brings you joy? And then and I'm sure there's many things, right. But one thing that brings you joy, and then how have you used that to help other people?
Number one thing is just helping other people that are guests or were kind of in my situation. I love helping general population. So it's always fun to work like super athletes and stuff that are just genetic freaks, you know, to start with, just because it's fun to watch. But I love working with the moms and the dads, you know, that just work or own their own companies, you know, like work a business, whatever. And they're just trying to, you know, learn how to eat properly and, you know, start moving around and train properly to make their day-to-day better. Like, because that's me in a nutshell. And so I love helping those people. And that's what brings me joy. And I just feel like, you know, I've been through it, you know, so I am really relatable when people are like, you know, when you're waking up every day and you're morbidly obese and you're just, the first thing you're doing is staring at yourself in the mirror with your shirt off and you're just like, what the fuck did I do to myself? Now you put your clothes on and go out like there's nothing wrong in the world, you know. I did it forever, you know, so I know what a lot of those people are going through, and I love like relating to those people and helping them kind of break those barriers to get where they want to be. So that's what I love.
That's powerful. And it is so relatable to so many people of being able to like connect. I just was in talking to Sydney.
Yeah.
But how important it is to people in kind of that vulnerability space of being like, man, I've been where you've been. Even though even though they may not know seeing you now that you've been there, being able to share that with them and be like, man, I do understand what it's like and this is what it takes. I probably don't talk about my story enough. No.
You're one of them that has told me to like, you know, make an interview, But, you know, I feel like I just kind of know when people are going through that type of stuff. So one of the first things I do is I show them my progress picture. Yeah. You know, it's like, hey, like, look at, like, I've been there, you know, because a lot of people that don't know me just think I've been, you know, training people and doing powerlifting and kettlebell work forever. Yeah. And that's not the case. You know, like I was at the worst point, you know, that you could be at. So,
people always assume that when they look at somebody when they're in a successful place in life and they're like, think that they've always been there, when in fact there's been a whole journey that led there.
And unfortunately, it's because it's pretty rare, you know, for someone to be that big, you know, and lose that much weight and then become a trainer and then have a 7,500 square foot facility and a CycleBar. It's like it's just, you know, it's just I got a fire litter in my ass, you know, because one of my biggest you know, like rock bottom moments was I ran the Rock and Roll Marathon in Arizona, and there was 50,000 people that ran that, and I finished last. Okay. Last. Yeah. So the city was literally cleaning up behind me, waiting for me to take a step to get through the fucking finish line. Yeah. So once I walked to the finish line, I was like, what? Like, I played D1 high school football at a really high level. Yeah. And then it was that. So, that was the eye opener. Okay. That was the eye opener for sure. Yeah, you're like,
wow, I need to do something about this.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Well, often when we think about something that brings us joy, it's because we have been through our own journey, and we want to. It's something in our journey that has sparked this joy within ourselves, and how we want to bring that to other people in the world. And we all find joy in different ways. You know, there's different ways, but at the end of the day, a lot of what I'm finding, especially in the fitness world, is we may be doing different things, but it's that same type of joy that we're looking to bring people.
100%. So it's celebrating movement, you know, and just getting better every day. Yeah. And that's all it is. And
feeling better.
Hopefully finding your passion that kind of lights you up, you know, because I feel like it's where a lot of people fall off when they start getting into that, you know, fitness journey, is that they feel like they need to do a certain type of fitness to get where they want to be, and they're not happy doing that fitness, you know. And so what happens, you do it for 3 months and then you're back on the couch. Yeah. You know, so like my biggest thing for people is like, what's the best way how should I train to, you know, look like this? Like, how about you find the thing that you need to, you know, that you want to train that makes you excited to go to the gym every day. Yeah. You know, because you do that, your success is almost guaranteed. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So that being said, what would be your tip, either on what we were talking about before in the break free, or what you were just talking about in training? What would be your top tip that somebody can take away from this podcast today and implement it into their lives?
Oh, there's a bunch. Have those make a list of those tough conversations that you need to have, and then just start crossing them off as you go through. And if you have a bunch of them, which a lot of people do, you know, like there is 3 or 4 people in your life that are just pulling you back. Yeah. You know, like after you get through that second one, you'll be a pro.
Yeah.
to start making those phone calls, sitting down, and hopefully those people stay on your side and move forward with you, and hopefully join you. That would be the ultimate goal, right? Getting a new workout partner, getting a new food prepping partner in the kitchen on Sundays, whatever that may be, and just get those out of the way ASAP, because if you're not making those changes, you're never going to go anywhere. You're going to be stuck in that same position forever. It's cancer. Yeah. When you surround yourself with negativity like that, you just stay in that with them, So get out of it, get moving forward, and, be where you want to be.
That was excellent advice. And honestly, part of the reason that people don't do that is because of fear.
Oh, 100%.
You're creating in your head right now. I've done it. You've done it.
Yeah.
The outcome of that situation, when you will never know until you get in there.
Yeah, because for all you bring it up, and then your husband or whoever, wife, go, "You're totally right.
Yeah,
I got your back."
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I should have said that a year ago.
Yeah. Geez, I've been living with this for Yeah.
Never live in a world of what ifs. You never know.
Good God, no.
Yeah, you never know. So get those conversations done. Hopefully everyone's got your back and start moving forward.
Okay, that was perfect. Okay, 3 questions.
Yes.
Favorite podcast?
Adam Pohlman's podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. We were just talking about him.
Yep.
Excellent podcast, fitness, nutrition based.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. And Joe Rogan's great too.
Yeah. That's always a great
always
podcast.
Fun. Yeah, it's always fun.
I think Adam was a good call because he is not as well known as Joe.
Obviously, yeah.
But
he grinds. But
he does. He's so good.
Making a consistent podcast has to be one of the hardest things on the planet.
Yeah.
And that dude does a really good job for being just, a local guy.
Yeah.
And he's super smart, everything's science based.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite people.
Okay. Favorite book?
I'm not a huge reader.
Even audio.
I listen to a lot of audiobooks and stuff. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that.
Okay.
Favorite quote?
Oh, favorite quote. If you're going to take the island, you have to burn your boats.
Oh, burn the boats!
When you pull up to that island, burn your boats, get on that island, and it's all or nothing.
Yep.
I love that quote. I stole that from Gary Vee. We went and saw him in Seattle.
Yeah.
With Tony
That
Robbins.
is so powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to come back to the other one in a second.
Okay. I'm not going to have one for you. I'm just like green eggs and ham or some shit.
Okay, let's skip that one for you.
Okay.
Favorite activity outside of the gym?
Family stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
What else?
We have 3 awesome kids.
Uh-huh.
I sing for a band.
Yeah. I was hoping he'd say that.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's pretty low key, but I'm having a blast doing it again, which I was shocked because it's been a long time.
I have to tell you guys, going and typically not the type of music that I would go listen to. Okay. But going and seeing everybody there just like totally just love life and do it, like just let go. It was like nobody gave a fuck. They just
controlled mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mayhem. I love it.
Like it totally lit me up.
So much of my life is just so calm and cool and like low key. That's like my one time a month or whatever it is that I just fucking just unload. Yeah. And it feels so good.
Well, I personally absolutely loved it. It inspired me. It inspired me to again, it's all about what this podcast is about, that we all find joy in different ways. Right. And it's all a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's fun.
Yeah. All right. How can people find you?
My fitness Instagram is Kettlebell Chaos. And then our gym is pursuit.fit. And then CycleBar Fort Collins.
Love it. Love it. Did you say your Instagram?
Yeah, Kettlebell Chaos.
Okay. Yep. Oh, if you want awesome kettlebell workouts, you will definitely be following him.
I do a lot of kettlebells.
Yeah, they are incredible.
Yeah.
My hope is always that you guys take one thing from every podcast. I'm keeping them short, that you take one thing away. And I could, without a doubt, every single podcast has been something different, which is the totally awesome part. And what Zack brought to you today is something that today should be implemented into your life. And it's something easy and doable. So anyway, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Zack. Thank you for listening to the Break Free podcast by Fitness Festival Events. You can find our website at fitnessfestivalevents.com, where you can learn more about the events we have coming up, our Break Free community, and much more. For Instagram and Facebook, find us at Fitness Festival Events, or for our community, Break Free Community. For Rachel, you can find her on Instagram at rachel.pastor and email rachel@fitnessfestivalevents.com.